Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to the segment on my channel called the A24 Archive. This is the segment on my channel where I go through A24's entire filmography, from the first film that they made all the way till I get caught up currently. And today is one of my least favorite episodes, and the reason why is because when you settle down to watch that A24 movie, you see their logo pop up, you get all excited, and then slowly behind it you see a logo that says DirecTV. And as soon as that logo comes on, you know you're in for a piece of shit. Most of the time. There's been like one exception. Most of the time you're in for a piece of shit. And the movie I'm going to be talking about today is the Adderall Diaries. The Adderall Diaries is directed by Pamela Romanowsky. Writer and Adderall enthusiast Stephen Elliott reaches a low point when his estranged father resurfaces, claiming that Stephen has fabricated much of the dark childhood that fuels his writing. Adrift in a precarious gray area of memory, Stephen is led by three sources of inspiration: a new romance, the best friend who shares his history, and a murder trial that reminds him more than a little of his own story. So, I saw the poster for this movie, and I've heard a lot about this movie over the years. Not normally good things, and that's for good reason, because this movie sucked. There's really, unfortunately, similar to the film I reviewed recently, Mojave, there is not a whole lot for me to say about this movie because it's just really bad. You're introduced to James Franco's character, who he's this author. He keeps having flashbacks to when he was a child, and the younger version of himself is played by Timothée Chalamet. You see that he lives in this abusive home environment. His dad, played by Ed Harris, seems to be kind of a shady character. And so one day he's at a book signing / reading with Amber Heard, who plays his love interest in this film. And his dad ends up showing up screaming and saying that he's fabricated all of this. And at the same time, he's investigating this murder that has occurred, that Christian Slater was accused of murdering his wife. And so this film tries to juggle all of these different stories, while at the same time trying to bring them together cohesively to make some form of impact. The problem with this movie, the editing is jarring as all get out. And as a person who loves surreal, abstract art house films, this is just lazy. It's cutting back and forth between these random sequences that are supposed to leave you feeling emotionally impacted. None of them work because the dialogue is delivered so flat. I mean, I know that it feels like this entire cast has been put in front of an audience to be judged over the past several years. You look at the Amber Heard, Johnny Depp trial, you look at the accusations against James Franco. This film just seems to be filled with problematic people that have been in the scene and whatever, and however you choose to feel about those people is up to you. But looking at their performances from this time period, where they were as actors, they're all really bad. James Franco's line delivery is like something out of a Hallmark movie. It's just really embarrassing. Amber Heard's performance is really terrible. Even my boy Timothée Chalamet just does all right, but I mean, what are you going to do with this material? It's not really all that interesting, and I feel like especially the Christian Slater plot arc is just kind of like thrown in there as like, we've got to keep this movie interesting with something more suspenseful than just this kid's broken childhood, so we'll throw this murder mystery in, and we'll make elements of his life similar to this murder mystery. And it just all comes across as really just bland and uninteresting. And that's disappointing because I feel like there are elements. Obviously, I'm someone who really likes personal, thought-provoking films that are really intimate. And this had the potential to be that. It's just like the storytelling in it was so terrible. And this is one of those movies that I look and see the A24 logo on, and I'm like, no wonder this is early in their career, because this movie is not good. And it's really fascinating the amount of films that they made early in their career with DirecTV that are just all stinkers. Every single one of them are just so terrible, and it's really interesting. You'd think that they would look over these scripts a little bit more before they just produce things, but this movie's terrible. I will never watch it again. It'll rank, it's not at the very bottom, but it ranks near the bottom as one of the worst in A24's catalog. There's no rewatchability factor. It's just really terrible, and I didn't even enjoy talking about it. So have you seen the Adderall Diaries? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Leave me a comment down below and let me know what you thought. I thought this movie was terrible. There's really nothing redeeming about it whatsoever. It's just really bad. As always, if you can like the video and subscribe to the channel, it helps me out a lot and lets me know the type of content you're looking for. I'm always putting out new material and look forward to getting more out for you in the near future. And as always, everyone, thank you so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.